brother. Abruptly, Chase decided he couldn't wait any longer. His life's work was studying the return of life to volcano-scarred slopes. He didn't want to have to help his brother survive devastation of the kind the dancer Pele would bring. Chase knew too much about that kind of personal agony, the numbing self-doubts, the despair, the cold blaze of hatred. He wouldn't let it happen to Dane, to his wife, or to his children. With the ruthlessness of an older brother, Chase cut Dane off in mid-word. "I got the go-ahead to study Kapukas. I'm coming out to Hawaii as soon as I wrap up a few more details here."
"Really?"
Dane said instantly.
"Oh, Lisa will be over the moon! She misses you!"
"Not as much as I miss her." His voice was rough. He hadn't known how deeply he loved his little daughter until he had stood in court 2 years ago and silently raged against the judge who had been too dazzled by Lynette's angelic beauty to see through it to the absolute selfishness beneath. Lisa, tender, shy, intelligent Lisa, a little girl who had just turned 5, had been given over to the sole care of a woman who shouldn't have been trusted with custody of a gravel pit. Chase's hand closed into a fist against the pain of being separated from his daughter. He ached to hold her, to feel her small fingers patting his tickle fur while she giggled with delight and he blew furry bubbles against her cheek. He needed to reassure her of his love and to reassure himself that the sins of her parents hadn't scarred the little girl's self-confidence beyond healing.
"You did the right thing to leave her with us after that bitch dropped her on your doorstep,"
Dane said quickly.
"Having Lisa crawling around with you on Mount St. Helens or your pet South American volcano just wasn't possible, especially with her recovering from pneumonia. And even if you had found a wonderful nurse nanny, well, it's just not the same as family."
"I know." Chase's voice was tired and angry. He was tired and angry. It seemed like he had spent a lot of time that way since the final custody hearing. He certainly had spent the past few weeks living with too much work and anger. He had put in 18-hour days in order to turn over enough of his old projects so that he could take a week or so in Hawaii, set up the new project, and sort out his blissfully stupid younger brother's life. Then, finally, Chase would be able to settle with Lisa on the Big Island for at least a decade of studying Hawaii's fascinating balance of destruction, creation, and the stubborn ability of life to survive no matter what the odds. After Lynette, Lisa needed the security of a loving family, of a woman like Jan, Chase said, trying to keep the old bitterness out of his voice. Lisa needed to love and be loved by a mother. From the smile on her face in the pictures you sent, I owe you and Jan more than I can ever repay.
"Our pleasure. And don't forget Nicole. She's really good with kids. Oh, she and Lisa—"
"Oh, I won't forget Nicole," Chase interrupted. "That's a promise. Give Jan a big hug for me. And give yourself a big kick in the butt for being so gullible," he added silently. He hung up and stared down at the photos of Lisa and Dane, Lisa and her cousins, Lisa and Jan, Lisa dwarfed by one of Hilo's giant tree ferns, Lisa smiling shyly up at a dark-haired, tanned Hawaiian boy whose facial bones gave promise of future strength and beauty. Like Lisa's face, even at 7 she had a loveliness that made people stare. Like her mother, she was too beautiful to be real. But unlike Lynette, Lisa was vulnerable to human emotions. For her sake and for Dane's, the hip-swinging, hula-dancing homewrecker had to go. Chase only hoped that his little brother wouldn't screw things up hopelessly in the week before he could get to Hawaii. Chapter 1. "You'll see," Dane said, giving his older brother an arch look. "I'm really going to enjoy saying, 'I told you so.' There is nothing else like Nicole when she dances." Chase bit back what he wanted to say about hormones and stupid men. It helped that he was ignoring his brother. If he looked at Dane, he would probably take a swing at that smug smile. In the Kipuka Club's dim light, Dane watched Chase's face, hoping to see hidden enthusiasm or at least interest on the subject of Nicole. He saw nothing but hard angles, the pale flash of gray eyes, the inky black of his brother's short hair and mustache. If Chase felt anything more than fatigue and boredom, he wasn't giving it away to anyone, not even his younger brother. Frowning slightly, Dane looked away, remembering another time, almost another man, a younger one who laughed at jokes and smiled at the sight of a puppy chasing a ball. But that had been BTB, before the bitch.